Previously on The Blood That Binds. The storm came, the family talked, the internet judged. Adaeze's business suffered, her children cried, and an 8-year-old boy stopped eating. But here is what nobody bothered to ask. In all the noise, in all the family meetings, in all the social media comments, in all the canceled orders and the whispers and the judgments, nobody, not one single person, asked Adaeze what she knew. So let me tell you what Adaeze knew that nobody waited long enough to find out. It was 2014. Emeka was in a car accident, minor, everyone said. He was fine, everyone said. But he had received a blood transfusion, 2 units of blood, and Adaeze had been the one to sign the hospital forms. She had been the one to stay awake in that hospital for 36 hours straight, sitting in a plastic chair, drinking bad vending machine coffee, watching her husband breathe after the accident, when they tried for another child and struggled for almost a year. Their doctor had said something, quietly, almost in passing, the way doctors sometimes mention things they assume you will not need to remember. He said that certain medical events, transfusions, specific medications, certain viral infections, could occasionally cause something called chimerism. Chimerism, a rare condition, where a person's body carries 2 different sets of DNA, 2 in the same body, at the same time, like 2 people living inside one skin, neither one fake, neither one wrong, both of them completely real. And here is the part that matters. In some cases of chimerism, the DNA found in the saliva or in a cheek swab is completely different from the DNA found in the blood. The home DNA test that Emeka ordered online used a cheek swab, not blood, a cheek swab, from a man whose body had been carrying 2 different DNA profiles since a car accident in 2014. The test was not lying. The result was technically accurate from that specific sample, but it was not the whole truth and half a truth in the hands of people who are not looking for nuance is more dangerous than a lie. Adaeze remembered. She had filed it away and forgotten it, a footnote from a difficult year, a medical curiosity she never thought she would need until now. She went back to that doctor, alone, quietly, without telling anyone, not Emeka, not her sister, not a single soul, because Adaeze had learned something, in the most brutal way possible, about what happens when you share information before it is complete. She sat across from the doctor. She explained everything, the letter, the home DNA test, the cheek swab, the result, the family meeting, the internet, the children, all of it. The doctor listened without interrupting, and when she finished, he was quiet for a long moment. Then he asked one question. Did they test his blood? No, she said, just the mouth swab. The doctor closed his eyes, briefly, the way a person closes their eyes when they understand exactly what has happened and exactly how bad it is. And then he said, Adaeze, I need to make some calls. A proper clinical DNA test was ordered, this time, blood samples, both Emeka and Tebena, done at a certified laboratory, witnessed, documented, unimpeachable. Adaeze did not tell Emeka why. She simply sent a message through his brother, the same brother who had burned her name across the family. She told him, tell Emeka to come and do a blood test, a real one. Then he can keep judging me. Emeka almost did not go. His mother said, do not let her manipulate you. Chukwudi said, she is buying time. His aunties said, ignore her. But something, maybe guilt, maybe the ghost of 12 years, maybe the memory of her face in that room, the laugh that was not a laugh, made him show up. The results took 14 days. 14 days of Adaeze saying nothing publicly. 14 days of holding Tabena at night. 14 days of her daughters asking questions she could not yet answer. 14 days of running a business that was still bleeding clients. 14 days of being guilty, in everyone's eyes, but her own. The result came back. The genetic counselor read it carefully, then read it again, then looked at Amika and said, probability of paternity, 99.998%. Tabena was his son, had always been his son, not metaphorically, not legally, biologically, in his blood, which is where it counted. Tabena Okafor was Amika's child. The genetic counselor explained it, patiently, carefully, the way you explain things to someone. House whose world has just been rebuilt from rubble. Tetragrammatic chimerism, two distinct cell lines living in one body. The cheek swab captured one genetic profile. The blood captured another. Both were Amika. Both were real. But they told completely different stories. And depending on where you looked, Amika drove home. Except it was not his home anymore, because Adaeze had asked him to leave 3 weeks ago. He sat outside in his car. For 2 hours. He had destroyed his wife. He had let his family destroy her. He had let the internet destroy her. He had looked at his son, and doubted him, and Adaeze had known. She had known all along that something was wrong with that test. But instead of being given a chance to speak, she had been put on trial. The truth had finally spoken. After all that noise, after all that damage, after all those people who were so certain that they never once considered being wrong, the truth had spoken. And now, someone had to answer for the silence that came before it.